Hey YouTube, how's it going? I have a different background behind me. My fragrances and the cabinet are all on my right, but I wanted to show this again because if you've been subscribed to me since the beginning, this was my old background in my room, or it was either this or I'd just be standing in front of my blank blue wall. But I was like, you know what? Let me show them other things that I'm interested in besides fragrances. So I love fragrances, but that happened maybe the beginning of January 2021 was when I was like, oh man, this stuff is really cool. And then it turned into like a full-time job for me, which I'm really grateful for. But music, like specifically guitar, look, my E string has been broken for a while. I don't think you could see it. Yeah, you can barely see it. But guitar, playing the guitar has been my stress reliever since I was 12 years old. That's when I first learned how to play it. But I've been wanting to play it, I remember, since I was 7, because my uncle had this really sick, I think it was a red Fender, and I'm a lefty, but he had like a right-handed guitar, and I would always switch it over and try to play it. And I'm like, man, it'd be so cool. So every single year since I was 7, I would always ask my parents for a guitar, but it didn't happen. I didn't get my first guitar till I was 12, and that guitar is no longer with me. It was this gaudy Spanish guitar, but it wasn't, I don't think it was an authentic one, if that makes sense. Like the strings were plastic, and I mean, I could still play on it, but yeah, I got rid of that a while ago just because I find this one to be better. This one's an electric acoustic. It's a Crafter, and to be honest, I don't know too much about brands and guitars. Like if you had to ask me what guitar I would want next or which one I've been eyeing for the past few years, it's this tailor-made, I think it's a GS Mini, and I want it starts with a K. It's like is it Koa? There's the name of the color. It's like this dark brown chestnut color. And I've always been infatuated with the smaller guitars that produce the full sound, you know? So I was like, oh man, those are really cool. And I just hear sometimes the electric wirings of this hitting like the, the body of the guitar from the inside. So I don't like that. And I just want a full-on acoustic guitar. Now over here, this was actually my sister's, but she put it in my room because she doesn't have a stand for it. And this is her bass, where she would play that song by the Gorillaz, the doom 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 doom. What is that? Does it feel good? Ah, man, I'm blanking right now. Stage fright. No, I'm playing. But yeah, she would literally come in here once a year to play that and dip. And I'm like, should I sell this? But you know what? If she enjoys playing it, that's great. And then over here, we have my ukulele that I've had maybe since I was, I think, in high school or college. So if it was high school, then that was like over 7 years ago. If it was college, maybe 4-ish years ago, something like that. But I love this. I don't play it nearly as much as my guitar. I really need to get a new string for this thing, man. And down here, let's see if you can turn it. It's just like this little keyboard. I'm afraid that this thing is gonna break and fall, but yeah, the keyboard and the piano, I know, like, I don't know how to read music. I definitely just learned, like, when I took a music class before, I could care less about reading the notes. I was like, no, I wanna know how to play songs and sing them. So that's mainly what I did. And then my teacher's like, you know what, you're pretty good at soloing. So like he would just have me solo over this really sick riff that he would do, or this really cool chord progression. So I just did that with him for like 30 minutes. And he's like, damn, I want you to be in this band that I'm creating. So it was like School of Rock. And I only did one of those sessions with him and those kids just because it didn't really fit my schedule. But he immediately put me in as like a lead guitarist. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to step on anybody's toes here. They were all like 15 and 16 and I was 12. I was like, I don't know about this. But yeah, these are some of my hobbies. So guitar for sure. I always enjoy playing. And aside from music, I mean, I've always loved sports. You know, I love watching football, but I love also playing. Like I love throwing the ball around and things like that. And things that I enjoy reading, like I love reading about investments, like, you know, the whole ETF things. I'm not too big on crypto. I haven't really researched much of it yet, but like, yeah, I just like S&P 500, all those kind of things. Those are things that keep my interest. So outside of fragrances, that's just a little bit more about me. I went to college for political science, and now I'm doing social media, which is super cool. Wouldn't change it for a thing. But anyways, I'm sorry if the camera's been kind of back and forth. If you're curious about this crown, my sister's boyfriend's sister gave it to me for my birthday, and we blew it up, and I wore it all day. So she was really cool. And so you know what? I was like, I'll keep it on here. Big shout out, Lily. Thank you for the crown and making me ice cream. But yes, random video, but I thought, why not? I hope everyone has a great one. Let me know what your hobbies are outside of fragrances, what you like to read about, what your interests are, because I always think that learning about those layers of a person is amazing. So I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.